Hello, everyone. This is Z, and welcome to another podcast. And today I have Mr. Frank Lucas, very good friend of mine from the band Cyberiam. How are you doing, Frank?
I'm doing great. Actually, I'm impressed with how you're doing. I know you emigrated here to the States a few years ago, some years ago, and I mean, I, I don't know. I don't know you anymore. You're like hobnobbing and rubbing elbows with
Yeah.
celebrities. Oh my gosh! I open up your page and I was just like, oh my god, who's he talking to next? Oh my god! I'm just impressed by how well you've done. Kudos to you, my brother.
Yeah, thank you. And this is all because of you. I mean, I have to say that when I came new to this country, it was very different for me, different culture wise and everything. And luckily, my early days, I met you, and then you showed me different how to work in the music industry. And uh, so I really appreciate it. I mean, and you introduced me to a lot of people in the industry as well, and we have now a lot of common friends. And so, what's your role in the band, Cyberium?
My role?
Yeah.
Keyboards. Nothing but. Actually, no, I sing a little bit too, but that's my main job. Keyboard.
So that's awesome. I mean, a lot of people don't know that you helped me recording my music before you joined Cyberium, and I learned a lot of recording techniques and songwriting techniques from you. That how you approach, your keyboard playings and all that stuff, which is really, you know, helped me grow as a musician. And you helped me took me the find me the right players to record the music first. You found me the drummer, bass player, and hey, list goes on. And you were running a studio back in a day where I recorded
I
my first
was.
where I recorded
Yeah,
my first EP.
what an adventure that was. I still remember it very well. And you knew something about you um, as a musician and a composer is that you knew distinctively what you wanted for each track. It This is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. There was no wishy washy, hemming or hawing. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do there. No, you always knew what you wanted, and that's why everything that you've recorded since has been like tightly packaged, very cohesive. The everything, not just musically, but like thematically, artwork, always comes together as a concept for you. So
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think that's
thanks
why
thanks to
people
you.
dug
I
you.
mean, you always bring tons of sounds and everything, whatever I call it. You have your in your arsenal, right? So very versatile
Yeah,
player,
yeah.
and you have tons of good keyboards with you all the time. Good sounds,
Oh
ready-made
yeah,
sounds. So what's your playing these days, keyboard wise?
everything. I Yeah, I have recently picked up a a, a summit, a Novation Summit,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an analog board that has grown to be like one of my new favorite toys to play with.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, if you check out um, on YouTube, Facebook, you'll see me doing a playthrough um, of a tune I wrote for the Cyberium, our latest Cyberium album entitled Unobtainium,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called "Long Live the Queen." And you'll get to see and understand some of the sonic firepower that went behind that tune and on the new album in general. But like, I still have my trusty Kurzweil keyboards. I have my Casio MX series keyboard that I use to trigger lots of samples and sounds and sequences and um, great gadgets. It's a great age, great era to be alive. With the cool technology that
That
we can put
that's
in our
awesome.
pockets.
Yeah. So did you recorded that video using a drone or flying inside a room or something?
There was a drone involved. Yes,
Yeah,
there was
it looks
certainly a drone involved.
that looked pretty
Yeah,
cool,
the
you know.
sweeping panning. Yeah, from above. Yeah,
Inside the room, I
yeah,
was like, that's risky thing, to do it,
yeah, yeah. I have
but
a
you
very good pilot.
so you have a show coming up on December 13th, I believe. Um,
Friday, December 13th, in exactly 3 weeks,
yeah.
Z, in Palatine at the legendary Dirty Nellies. And
Hmm.
yeah, you will get to see us perform the new album Unobtainium in its entirety.
That's going to be awesome. So
Yeah.
and
Rehearsals are going great. We sound great. Lots of energy. I think we're all enthusiastic, very enthusiastic about this new material.
yeah, and a little bit surprisingly, you had a new bass player to fill in the position for Brian. Uh,
Yes.
and
So when we started the band, um, our friend, our dear friend Brian Kovacs, um, played the bass for us, backing vocals, and he was such an integral part of the sound of the identity of the Cyberium. And what happened was, I think we all grew up, so to speak. We and our lives kind of went in different directions, all sorts of ways, like personally, musically, and Brian has decided to move on in his life and move on from us. And it was just a very amicable parting. And we're still brothers, we're still friends, no drama, you know.
but yeah,
We
you
love him. We
you
love him to pieces.
you got a pretty good replacement. So I think the show would
I say
will be
he's
awesome.
he's a little he's a little bit he's a little bit more than pretty good. uh, so he this guy, oh my gosh, Tom Heslin. Um, he's an unbelievable bass player. He plays for Nomadic Horizon, also big time the Peter Gabriel tribute band, and so many projects that he's been involved in over the years in the area, and such a talented musician. Um, we're very fortunate to have him in the band and filling that uh, very big slot.
Yeah, those
But
are
I
big
will
big
say
shoes
this,
to fill, and I'm sure like
most
Tom will
certainly.
do the justice, and I'm really looking forward to the show, and I'll see you there for
Yeah.
of course, and I'll bring my camera to take some photos as well of the band. So that's my new thing these
Oh my
days.
gosh, we're so excited. Yeah, yeah.
So tell
But
me,
yeah, you know what? He kept us on our toes. The first rehearsal, um, I mean, he came in and he played things perfectly. I had no complaints,
that
zero.
that's awesome. So, talking about your latest album with Cyberium, um, what was your
Yes.
songwriting approach? Like, how the band did you guys wrote together as a band, or you were like sharing ideas between each other, and how things usually work with you?
The process went like this. Um, I brought in um, a material that I had pre-recorded many years ago, and whether they were just fragments or grooves or you know unrealized ideas, brought them to Keith, and he kind of either gave the yay or nay on whether they would make my ideas would make the album, uh, my uh, my content.
Hmm.
and I pretty much everything that I presented him, he loved and made the album. But they were like, uh, you know, part parts of stuff that I had put together in the past. Going as far back as the '90s, that
Mm.
just sat as a demo,
Hmm.
or here a demo, or half of a tune, or just a verse and chorus. Um, if you listen to the opening track, "Are You There?"
Yeah.
Um, some of those odd time, those really heavy guitar parts, those very heavy guitar, those syncopated multi-time signature guitar parts. I'm not a guitarist, but those were my
Ideas,
creations. And
so
then,
I mean,
yeah,
of course, your drummer is also a very technical guy. He's
he
like
is.
he's a
Yeah,
real, you can say professional in a sense. He plays with a lot of few different bands as well. So I mean, it's what I like
yeah,
about Cyberium. It's like every musician is, very high level musician in there. Like Keith, for example, good singer, good guitar player. He's like a real front man, great experience. You have your own stuff going on. Then Brian was, he was doing a lot of stuff. His and Tommy, of course. So I'm really looking forward for the show. Plus, um, so what was your favorite track on the latest record? Like, which is like difficult to play.
well, I will say this: difficult to play. I wouldn't say it was crazy, like the butterfly effect or anything like that. But um, the track that I contributed, that I loved, it's my favorite, is the "Long Live the Queen,"
Long live the
and
queen. Yeah.
it's the Cyberium's first instrumental,
Hmm.
and I just love how it grooves, but it's like odd time grooves, I I'm always for a really good solid groove, something that's in the pocket, something that bass and drums. I mean, Tommy really goes off on this drum wise. His drumming's fantastic on this record.
Yeah.
Lots of it's the subtle things he does on this particular track, where the syncopated little fills that he plays. Love it, But that is my favorite track
Yeah.
off the album. Did I
What?
write it? Yes.
Yeah. So
It's
what?
not the most it's not the most difficult guitar wise or bass wise for the guys, but
I mean, it has a
it's just the
groove
groove, and yeah,
feel of it, and I think it's an
the feel.
instrumental as well, right? So
Yes.
that's kind of
That's one that I came up with back in the '90s.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was written back in the '90s. Yeah, I
That's
have a demo of it somewhere on cassette.
so. You also do your Christmas albums every year, almost. Like, should we expect anything?
Almost, yes. I almost, I almost did yet another Christmas album, but I had something happened. Life happened, and
Yeah.
I ended up like training for two marathons. So that consumed a lot of my time. I did the Chicago one in October, and I did just a couple of weeks ago the New York City marathon. So there was like only 3 weeks in between those two marathons, and
That's
uh,
crazy.
traveling to New York. Yeah, it is crazy. There's something wrong with me, but that happened, and that got in the way of me doing a really really cool jazz Christmas album,
Uh,
and I'm gonna have to put it off till next year. I'm going to I'm gonna I'm going to feature the new Casio grand piano, digital grand piano on the
okay.
next album. Sounds so real. Sounds so real.
Yeah.
You swear, you close your eyes, you swear you're playing a Bechstein or a Yamaha
Hmm.
C7 or a Steinway. I mean, it's really really good. But I'm looking forward to doing that next year. It would just it would have if the marathons didn't kill me. Trying to get another record out in
Record.
time for the holidays would have done me in. So I'm just for my own sanity. Let's push it until next year. But
So,
I'm gonna be. I have a collaboration coming up. Um, uh,
okay.
you'll hear all about it on Valentine's Day
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah,
with a prog guy.
yeah, Valentine's with the prog
A
guy.
huge yeah, with a huge prog guy and I doing a romantic tune for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Just you wait, it's coming out.
So,
Stay tuned.
what was your nickname also? Romantic sensation or something?
Oh my gosh, the romantic piano sensation.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, joke aside, I absolutely love your piano playing. I think you did a piano
Oh,
record
thank
few
you.
years ago as well. There is always like a space between the notes. There is a feel into it.
Yeah,
I mean, and of course you had really good teachers as well in the past.
I did. I had the best teacher. Oh, I think you'll agree. Oh my
So,
gosh.
so
How was I so, what a charmed life I've led to have the the teacher that I did. Oh my gosh.
tell me about meeting Jordan Rudess first time, how you got know him, and
Did,
get into
did I
under.
ever tell you this?
I mean,
Did I ever tell you this story?
for the viewers as well. Like you told me,
Okay.
but for the viewers
I
and
did? Okay.
other people as well. Yeah.
Just want to make sure. Okay, so it was very early 90s and just got married and my wife's um, one of her earliest jobs was working for United Airlines.
Hmm.
And uh, such a job has one of the best perks is the flying benefits, right? So
Hmm.
what happened was one day I was perusing through the review section of of Keyboard magazine,
Hmm.
and the editor in chief Robert Dorshuk was singing the praises of this incredible keyboardist who could be possibly the next Keith Emerson or the next Rick Wakeman,
Hmm.
and he was touting like pretty much track by track how amazing this album by Jordan Rudess
Hmm.
entitled "Listen," how great it was.
Yeah.
So I was like, ah, I'll be the judge of that. So all the album information and where to acquire it, because at the time you had to send a check or money order through a PO box, and that's how you got your album 2 weeks later, right? And that's exactly what happened. I came home from work. There's a package there, a CD. I put it on. I got in the tub and just soaked in the bath and listened to the entire record. I'm like, I have got to find this dude and tell him how I feel about this music. It's incredible stuff. And so I wrote him. He'll never respond. So he responded to me. He calls me. We have a great conversation. You know, he's in New York. I was here in Chicago. And out of that conversation, I got to arrange lessons with him with a maestro,
That's
and
awesome.
and I had flying benefits. My wife's flying benefits, so I was flying there like virtually every month. It was incredible,
That
incredible.
that
So
that's
and that went on for years,
that's awesome
and
story.
that is how it happened. Yeah.
And thanks to you, you introduced me to Jordan as well. And I had no idea web, that you knew Jordan before. Um, and of course, let me tell you my story, how actually I found about you. It is funny. Before coming to America, I was working in Kazakhstan, if you believe it. I was working for a multinational company. They sent me to work in Kazakhstan. So I was living there end up living there for 7 years or something. I was watching YouTube, Dream Theater, big Dream Theater fan, and YouTube new stuff. And I was watching Jordan Rudess YouTube videos, and one you and Jordan was sitting in a boat somewhere at Chicago River and talking about black clouds and silver lining something, right? And I say, who is this guy? And they're in Chicago, and okay, I'm going to Chicago in a couple of months, so that's how I knew your first face on YouTube. I saw you on YouTube with Jordan, and I was like, okay. And then, well, I think when I decided to record my album, I wrote a couple of songs, and I was looking for different musicians, and I found a good friend, Barry Kleiber, on Facebook, and I just sent him a message, hey, I want to record some music. Can you play bass and stuff? And he said, okay, yes, come to this studio and stuff like that. And you were sitting there, and I was like, this guy I know. I know this guy from the YouTube. And then you told me, hey, I know Jordan and stuff. And once we record our, I think after a few years, we record our full length album, Jordan ended up listening to it and he really liked it. And that's how we kind of became friends as well. So, thanks to you, I mean, if you were not there, I mean, that could never happened. And he also like did a kind of a guest solo on my record as well, which is like
Yeah,
unbelievable.
that,
So
what an honor. That was
what a
wonderful.
small world and things like that. You meet people when you're like uh, you have no idea. So this is like
Yeah, of course.
so.
Very small world.
So what's next for Siberium after this show? What you guys are planning?
More shows.
Okay. So are you guys working on a new material as well, or you just planning to promote this?
Not we're going to promote our latest record, which was released just over the summer,
Mm-hmm.
and I think people need to hear this album. It's quite good, in my opinion. I think it's got that special sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your typical Cyberium album. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the stuff is pretty concise, straight and to the point, and
Yeah.
I don't there. I mean,
I mean,
there's a
previous
couple of
your
long
previous
tunes on
stuff
there.
is were like you guys did some big undertaking with the butterfly effect as well, like 20-minute song
Yeah.
and something.
What was the song length on Butterfly Effect?
I think it was 2112, right?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, it was
So
21:12. Running
I'm
time, one song, 21
yeah.
minutes and 12 seconds.
So that's awesome, Good tribute. So
Yeah.
so you guys are going to do more shows in the some next year.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I know we're playing Prague Stock, so all you Prague Stock fans out there, next October 25, we will be at Prague Stock.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I think
one thing I
we're
wanted to
playing with
ask.
Steve Hogarth.
Yeah, so that's what I was about to ask. You guys opened for Marillion as well. How was that
Yes, that
experience?
experience. Wow. That's what can I say? That's a bucket list experience right there. You know, the legends themselves. And they sound every bit as great live as you could imagine listening to the records after all these years.
Yeah. So thanks.
Looking to doing that.
Yeah. So thanks, Frank, for your time. I think this is a very good. And I appreciate your. I know you are at Cyberium headquarters right now, busy with the rehearsals and stuff. So thanks for giving me your time for this podcast and supporting as always you do for everybody. Um, and I'm really
Z, the pleasure is all mine.
so I'm really looking forward for the next, and I'll see you at the show.
See you December 13th, all you Siberios. Um, and we will be bringing it live. Dirty Nellies, Palatine. See you there, 7:30 p.m. Friday, December 13th.
Yeah, see you there.